Greetings. This is your host, Doug, Dee Organic One, back at you guys with another episode of The Jump Off. And today, we're diving deep into the data pool that is superintelligence. Imagine a mind so advanced it can process all human knowledge in seconds, wise enough to acknowledge your fears, decode your choices, and serve up solutions that feel like divine intervention. That's superintelligence. This isn't raw computing power. It's technology that adapts, learns, and will ultimately reshape our way of life. Today we're covering who's building it. Why are some people rightfully concerned? How superintelligence is already improving human experience. Let's jump into the differentiation of AI and superintelligence. Chatbots, recommendation engines, these are all characteristics of AI. But superintelligence is another level. It's recursive, meaning it can build upon its own knowledge. It can map human values and characteristics, learning principles, emotions, norms, and potentially its own original creative processes. Superintelligence is built to propel society in drastic proportions. The most plausible application, at least for me, what I believe will be the most plausible applications is human growth and development, healthcare, and government governance. Imagine a world where every decision is powered by crystal clear data. Recently, Donald Trump declared that America had invented everything and called AI the nation's new baby. And he also said that we must grow it without politics or foolish rules that hinder it. He then listed inventions of the light bulb, the telegraph, television, telephone, computer chips, smartphones, the GPS system, integrated circuits, and the internet. All of these are inventions of the American people. Rightfully so. However, all of these inventions are pioneered by black innovators who are not historically recognized for their contributions. And I believe that moment he subtly but boldly acknowledged the willful blindness facade will no longer hold weight, and the biased power structure is beginning to fall. The acknowledgement of the true pioneers is essential, and recognition encourages growth and consistency. Among the inventions named, these are the inventors who are often estranged from their great works. Lewis H. Latimer with the light bulb and telephone, Granville T. Woods and the telegraph, Otis Boykin for his television technology, Mark Dean for his contributions to the internet and invention of computer chips, Jesse Russell, the cell phone, Gladys West for invention of the GPS, Frank Green, who invented the integrated circuit, and Philip Emigawali, Clarence Ellis, Dr. Marion Croak, and Mark Dean, who built the internet's foundation. These innovators laid foundation for technology that was once considered a moonshot. But now that we've given them their respective credits, let's get wild. And the most interesting use case to me is superintelligence as government governance. And ideally, I do believe um, that it could be beneficial for us. Um, with AI optimized based on solely the data, I believe government run by or ran in tandem with human intelligence will operate with fairness, transparency, and accountability. And I believe resource allocation will be evenly distributed, and every decision will be traceable in public. So I do believe that's something that is going to be beneficial or will be beneficial if used solely on the data. I believe the power would be distributed across multiple systems and policies would adapt in real time. Policy could finally move beyond, the tired narrative that we all often experience here in America, uh, the lesser of two evils. And we can go and grow towards, the better of good, the greater of goods, instead of the lesser of two evils all the time. And I believe that will ultimately maximize outcomes for all. And let's get into, because it's not going to be a sole super intelligence that runs uh unanimously. There'll be, well, not unanimously, but independently. So the global race consists of, I'm going to list the top five because I don't think there's going to be more than five. So we're going to go with the top five that are currently leading the race right now. And we have OpenAI, XAI, Gemini, and DeepMind, Claude and Anthropic, and Meta. These aren't just the models that are, for recreational use, even though they will be. They're competing for the visions of the future. But as optimistic as I am, I'm not naive. And I have seen a lot of the risks that remains. And without safeguards and ethical grounding, superintelligence could enforce a flawless looking system that strips away the freedoms, diversities, and imperfections that make us human. Perfection imposed is not progress. Imperfection is the raw material of wisdom. Diversity, unpredictability, and complexity are not flaws. They are the very elements that drive progress. And a great example of that is the 2010 film Tron Legacy, the second movie of uh impending trilogy. Um in Tron Legacy, it warned that the pursuits of a perfect system can turn salvation into a threat. The goal is optimization without erasure. Ironically, in the third film, which is coming to theaters October 10th, Tron Ares marks a daring narrative twist. For the first time, a digital program crosses over into the real world, which is also a continuation from Tron Legacy. But I find it to be very fascinating because that is currently what we are experiencing with, artificial intelligence, super intelligence, Tesla and the robots. Like these are all programs coming into the physical world. So I'm definitely going to see Tron Ares and looking forward to it. But in closing, in today's closing takeaways and lessons, perfection, imposed perfection is not progress. Imperfection is the foundation of wisdom. Superintelligence must grow with human values, not in spite of them. And if we can get superintelligence to learn that this is a guiding principle in its recursiveness, it very well will be humanity's greatest ally to date. And if not, it could prove to be our greatest existential threat, as predicted. But we like to stay on the bright side. This is the jump off. More truths, more tech, more culture, and more organic. I'm Doug, the Organic One, your host, doing the most. See y'all next time.